Repeat the last 3 words. If you want someone to open up, don't ask a new question. Just repeat the last thing they said. Them? So yeah, I just left my job. You? Left your job? Now they have to explain. It shows you're listening and puts the spotlight right back on them. People love the sound of their own voice. Use this once, and suddenly you're the best listener they've ever met. And you only said 3 words. The because hack. People are 30% more likely to say yes if you just add because. Doesn't even matter what comes after it. Can I jump in front of you? Because I'm late. It just works. In 1978, a Harvard psychologist conducted an experiment where people asked to cut in line at a photocopier. The requests were phrased in 3 ways. 1, excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the Xerox machine? 60% compliance. Number 2, excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the Xerox machine because I have to make copies? 93% compliance. Number 3, excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the Xerox machine because I'm in a rush? 94% compliance. The brain hears because and goes, oh, okay, that's a reason. Use this in interviews, requests, even arguments. Doesn't need to be smart, just needs to exist. Go quiet. If someone says something dumb, don't correct them. Don't argue, just go quiet. Silence feels like pressure, and most people can't handle it. They'll start backtracking, over-explaining, or talking themselves into a corner. You don't have to do anything. Just let the silence do the work. It's brutal and beautiful. Start with a curious compliment. Cool jacket is forgettable. That jacket looks like it's got a story. Makes people light up. It's part compliment, part question. And it works. They'll tell you where it's from, why they wear it, or some weird story behind it. You didn't just flatter them, you made them feel interesting. And they'll instantly like you more. Stories over facts. I'm great with people is boring. Last week, I calmed down a guy yelling at the printer is memorable. People forget stats. They remember stories, especially if there's emotion, conflict, or something weird. You don't need a speech, just turn the thing into a scene. If they can picture it, they'll believe it. Own the first move. Be first. First to say hi, first to crack the joke, first to speak up in a meeting. The one who starts the interaction frames it. Everyone else adjusts to you. Waiting makes you the follower. Leading, even in small ways, signals confidence. Even if you're nervous, fake the start. The one who opens the door sets the tone. Give them a role. People love being told who they are, if it sounds good. You always finish on time. You're really the responsible one here. You're clearly the bold one in this group. Now they're locked into that role. And most of the time, they'll play it. You just shaped how they show up, without even asking. Speak slower, but shorter. Don't rush your words. Slow down. Not like you're sleepy, like you expect people to listen. And when you do speak, keep it tight. No long rambles, just clean hits. Slow plus short equals power. It's the difference between, well, I guess I kinda think, and no, that's wrong. One sounds unsure, the other sounds like you've already won. Answer a question with a compliment. When someone challenges you, flip it. Them, why did you do it that way? You, that's a good question. Here's why. Now they're disarmed. You praised their brain before defending your choice. Instead of arguing, you gave them a win, then took control of the answer. Works in interviews, debates, even when someone's low-key attacking you. The compliment redirect. Someone compliments you, bounce it right back, but with style. Jessica, you're really good at this. You, takes one to know one. Boom. You stayed humble, returned the compliment, and kept the convo smooth. No awkward thank you, no weird ego moment. It's a tiny move, but it makes you feel like someone who's used to getting praised. Touch the table. Say something important? Touch the table, or the chair, or any nearby object. Doesn't need to be dramatic, just a light tap. It grounds you, and it draws eyes. People notice movement, even subtle stuff. So when you're making a point, add a little physical cue. It says, "This part matters," and they'll believe it does. You seem like a... Start with, "You seem like the kind of person who," and finish with something flattering. You seem like the kind of person who never panics. Now they're smiling and trying to live up to it. It feels personal, even if you just made it up. It's a compliment disguised as a read, and it hits way harder than a regular one. Want someone to keep a secret? Try, "You seem like the kind of person who never spills anything." Watch them guard it with their life. Never explain a joke. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta. Oh well, if someone doesn't laugh, just move on. No rewinds, no explanations. Confidence is telling the joke and not caring if they caught it. Explaining makes it worse. It turns funny into cringe. People notice how you handle the silence more than the joke itself. So keep the punchline. Drop the apology. Let them finish every sentence. Cutting someone off makes you look impatient, or worse, insecure. People who feel heard like you more. So let them finish, even if you already know what they're going to say, even if they're dragging it out. Waiting shows control, like you're not in a rush to prove something. And honestly, interrupting is one of the fastest ways to make people hate you. Say, "I noticed" instead of "I think." "I think you did great in that meeting." Sounds like an opinion. "I noticed how you handled that meeting." Sounds like a fact. It's subtle, but it changes everything. "Think" is up for debate. "Noticed" makes it sound real, like you're just pointing out what's already true. People are way less defensive when it feels like an observation instead of a judgment. Just between us. Say "just between us" and watch how fast people pay attention. It doesn't even have to be a real secret. The phrase creates a little bubble, makes them feel trusted. People love that. Even if what you're saying is harmless, it suddenly feels important. Now they're tuned in, curious, and fully locked on. Ask unusual follow-ups. Skip the boring questions. Not, "What do you do?" Ask, "What's the weirdest part of your job?" Not, "Where are you from?" Try, "What's the most random thing about your hometown?" Unexpected questions break the autopilot. People open up more and remember you longer. Throwbacks. Want to feel instantly closer to someone? Mention something you both experienced. Remember that guy who spilled coffee during the meeting? Now you're both back in that moment, and it feels shared. Doesn't need to be deep, just real. Throwbacks recycle connection. It's how strangers turn into inside joke friends. Use "I respect that," even when you disagree. You don't have to agree with someone to respect the way they think. Drop this line: "I don't fully agree, but I respect that." It lowers tension, keeps the conversation open, especially in interviews or heated talks. This line shows you're mature enough to disagree without turning it into a fight, and desperately needing to defend your point. Pause and smirk before saying something bold. You're about to say something savage, funny, or risky. Don't rush it. Pause, smirk, then drop the line. That 1-second delay builds tension and makes whatever you say next hit way harder. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you set it up. This move says, "I know what I'm about to say is good," and it usually is. What would you do? Asking "What should I do?" sounds helpless. Asking "What would you do if you were me?" puts them in your shoes. It makes them think deeper, feel smarter, and actually care about the answer. Same question, but the second one feels like a strategy session. The first one just feels like begging. Help me understand. Instead of, "Oh my God, why would you do that?" try, "Help me understand what happened." Same meaning, zero attack. It invites a real answer instead of a defensive one. Especially in dating, teams, or tense situations, this line keeps things human. You're not blaming, you're asking. And people usually open up more when they're not cornered. Predict their reaction. Saying something bold? Start with, "This might sound weird, but," or "You're probably wondering why." You disarm them before they can judge you. Now instead of reacting, they're listening. And it makes you look sharp, like you're 5 steps ahead. People respect that. Even if you're about to say something insane, it sounds smoother when you called it first. Match their energy. If someone's chill, don't come in like a fire drill. If they're loud, don't whisper like it's a funeral. Match their vibe first. Then you can steer it. People trust people who feel familiar. If your energy's off, it makes them uncomfortable, and they won't even know why. Matching is the fastest way to feel like you belong, even if you don't. Make requests sound like favors. Can you help me out? Sounds better than, can you do me a favor? The first one makes them feel helpful. The second one feels like work. Same outcome, different mood. Frame it like they get to help. People want to feel useful, not used. Bit longer eye contact. Eye contact is easy to mess up. Too short, you seem nervous. Too long, you look insane. The trick? 1 extra second, especially when they expect you to look away. That pause? It makes your words hit harder. Not creepy, just confident. Try it mid-sentence. They'll notice, even if they don't know why. Break eye contact while smiling. Most people smile, then look away. That's nervous energy. If you hold eye contact while you smile and then break, it flips the script. It says, I'm not scared of this moment. It's a tiny tweak, but it makes you seem 10 times more confident, like you're enjoying the interaction, not surviving it. Reveal flaws strategically. You can joke about your flaws, but only after people already respect you. I once accidentally hit reply all to the whole company. Everyone saw the dumb meme I meant to send to Josh. Iconic moment. It's funny because you've proven you're not a total mess. If you open with weakness, it sounds like a warning. But if you've already shown value, the flaw makes you real and likable. Eye contact during a point. When you're making a key point, hold their eyes. No looking away, no checking the floor. Just lock in and finish your thought. That stare adds weight. Even if what you're saying is simple, it lands harder. Break eye contact after the point, not during it. That's the power move. The power of yet. Don't say, I'm bad at public speaking. Say, I'm not great at public speaking yet. That one word flips the whole sentence. It shows confidence, not defeat. You're not broken, you're just in progress. And people respect that mindset way more than fake perfection. Underreact to insults. Someone throws shade, don't bite, don't snap back. Just blink, maybe nod, and say nothing. Silence hits harder than any comeback. They were hoping for a reaction, and you gave them boredom. That's how you win. Stay cool, let them sweat it out. The phone check test. This one is my favorite. You're mid-convo, and they glance at their phone. Don't keep talking. Pause, go silent. The second they look back up, they're all yours again. You just trained them. Now you control the rhythm, and they'll notice it without knowing why. Notice micro wins. Don't wait for big achievements to give praise. That was a clever way to explain it, Matt. You handled that question like a pro, Chad. Tiny compliments hit harder than you think, especially when they're specific. Most people go their whole day unnoticed. Spot the little win, say it out loud, and you instantly stand out. Finish with a callback. Want to leave a strong impression? End the conversation by circling back to something funny, weird, or specific they said earlier. All right, go survive that coffee machine again. Enjoy that margarita you've been hyping up. It makes the moment feel full circle. People remember how things end, so make your exits land. Say, I could be wrong, but... If you need to call someone out or disagree, start with this. I could be wrong, but... It softens the blow. You're not attacking, you're offering a thought. People drop their guard because they're not trying to win, just share. The line keeps things chill, even when you're right and they're definitely wrong. Say, let's rewind a second to regain control. The conversation's getting messy, someone talking over you. It's time for, let's rewind a second. It hits pause without sounding aggressive. You reset the flow without raising your voice. Suddenly, everyone's listening again. You didn't argue, you didn't interrupt. You just took the wheel and steered the room back where it needs to go. I thought about what you said. This line works in literally any setting. At work, with friends, or your partner. I thought about what you said the other day. It shows you actually listen, that you didn't just nod and forget it. People feel seen when you remember their words. Even if your follow-up is small, it lands deep. It makes them feel like they matter, because they do, right? Ask for advice. Need something from someone? Don't say, "Pete, I could use some help with this." Say, "What would you do if you were me?" Now they're thinking with you, not just doing a favor. Asking for advice flatters their brain. One makes them feel smart. The other makes them look at the clock. Say, "That sounds like you." Someone shares something they're proud of? Don't just say, "Nice." Say, "That sounds like you." It links what they did to who they are. Now they feel seen, like you actually get them. It's a subtle ego boost that doesn't sound like flattery, just sounds like truth. And that makes it land 10 times harder. If you want to learn the most powerful manipulation tactics, watch the video you now see on the screen. Thanks for watching.